Well, Heidi Ho, internet neighborinos.
Right.
welcome to episode, I don't know, something or other. No, episode 18 of the Road Dog Coffee.
God. You're fired. You're fired as my producer. You're out of here.
Road Dog Coffee Podcast. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Hope you are having a wonderful morning. We're about to have a good time as always. So go get yourself a refill, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, ladies and germs.
Man, oh man. How y'all doing, guys? Since I was busy, I didn't get to say good morning, Justin. Good morning, Jimmy.
Morning, Pedro.
Good morning, brother.
Justin, your beer's looking as good as ever.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you
It's getting so great, too. All these camera appearances I've been doing lately. My wife, that's the first thing my wife texts me every time I show her like some new stupid video I did. She's like, "You're going gray." I'm like, "Hell yes." That's exactly what I'm wanting.
Did you wash it this morning? It looks like nice and fresh.
Literally got out of the shower like 10 minutes before I hopped on
Awesome.
camera with you guys.
Love it.
Man, Adam is looking like a cartel kind of guy today.
He does look like what's your boy that just got whacked in Mexico? El Mancho.
No, he looks like a strung out undercover DEA agent on his third day of.
Bro, look, El
Academy.
Mencho was my second cousin on my mother's side, twice removed. All right.
Oh, that's a good thing.
He's on his way to an undisclosed location to find someone who owes him money.
That's right.
Where
Pay your
are you
bills.
going, Adam?
That's all I got to say. Pay your freight bills. Nah, I was dropping my kid off at school. I'm headed back to my
Oh,
office.
nice.
Speaking of freight, Adam has really been shining, man. He's set up another shipment for me, and he actually put in the largest order in the history of Road Dog Coffee
Nice.
from one
That's
single.
why I'm the official road dog, baby.
I mean, my man really did it right.
Just waiting on that campfire mode.
Yeah, well, yeah, that one right there.
Oh, bro.
That's
Hey,
right.
let me give you a shout out, dude. Hey, I'm serious, Spencer, man. Like I was so surprised when I got this. Y'all can't really see it that well, but it says it's the same mug he has, and he put my name on it. So and
Wow.
got me a bag of Smokey and the Bandit, and I made a pot of it, dude. I never ever make pots of coffee, and it's not just because you sent me grounds, because I got a Keurig thing to make just individual cups, but I made a whole pot of that this morning. I'm halfway through it. This is a good coffee, Spencer. Like I honestly like this better than Black Dog. This is my favorite one so far, this Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
Bro, do me a favor. Do me a favor, Pedro. Take that fucking Keurig and throw that shit in the trash.
Wait, man, I've had tons of different coffee makers, bro. Like, so we literally have an espresso machine that we never fucking use, and I don't know what brand it is, but we've had every brand coffee maker you can think of. We got this Keurig because it was on sale, and it does coffee pots and the pods. So I mean, but dude,
Yeah, I get
what
it.
do I don't care about brands. I care about saving money. That's what I care about.
It's not about the brands, bro. It's about the plastic. You're getting superheated plastic in your drinks.
Yep.
Let me tell you, if that is the least of my concern of the things that are of the places I'm probably getting plastic or metals from, bro. Do you know
Well,
the
we weren't
things I
talking
inhale
about-
out in my garage while I'm
We
doing
weren't-
projects?
We weren't talking about the booger sugar, all right? I mean,
Have you guys seen that like solid metal coffee maker that's going all around Twitter?
no, I haven't. I need to buy
So
it.
that's actually like something people are concerned about is all the microplastics in coffee. So there's like this effort to over-engineer this like 100% pure metal and glass coffee maker. You can put your reserved for one down there right now. It's not like thousands of dollars. I think they retail for like $400, maybe $500. But
All right,
I mean,
hold on. I'm
that's-
gonna say something real quick. Jimmy is the only other veteran on this show, bro. You worried about any of this shit?
No.
Bro, if you served in the military, dude, you do not care about these type of things because they just blindly give you shots and tell you it's something. Like you have no idea what.
I didn't have to get anthrax or COVID 2.7. All right.
Exactly, bro. They literally give you anthrax for the military.
I've been exposed. I've been exposed to everything on the planet. I lived in barracks that were full of.
Is that why you're bald?
Yes, that's why my hair fell out. So it's all good.
Just drink your coffee through a Chemex, man. Get you a Chemex.
Oh, there it is. Justin got it pulled up. I just think it's funny that this is where we're at in society. Is that we're worried about shit like this? I really just don't care.
You should be worried about what's in your food, bro.
It's too late, man. It's too late. If you were middle aged, it's honestly it's too late. Period.
Yeah, come on.
Well,
You're younger than me. It is not too late.
Go,
The
what was it,
immediate, the
Justin?
immediate response I love from, obviously this guy's put like his heart and soul into this thing. This is just a prototype, but everybody's like, dude, French press exists. Those like Italian espresso makers, those already exist. So I mean, there's already options out there, but just the fact that a guy in the U.S. is trying to make a made in the USA 100% metal and glass coffee maker, I'm bullish.
My God.
I'm for it. Hey, I don't see nothing wrong
We're
with it.
gonna buy
Dude.
7 of them.
Yeah, what about
Get a Chemex. Just
40
get
years.
a Chemex is all you need is a Chemex, a pour
still
over.
here.
Best way to do it. In glass.
I don't know the age range.
Or you could be
I
like
don't know
Jeff.
the age
And,
range on this show, but there was one time the government said potato chips was going to give us all cancer too. So I'm just saying.
and
I'm just saying.
they are. All the freaking oils in them that they cook them in are absolutely going to give you cancer. It's proven.
Mhm.
On the scale of things that I'm worried about killing me, microplastics and metals are way down at the bottom.
There are worse things than death, sir.
Gotta worry about it.
Hey, you know what? I probably have been through all of that, dude. I mean, just in my one leg, I've got like 4 surgeries and it almost got lopped off. So I mean,
It's just funny to me how for like I don't know, since not to get all Ted Kaczynski on all of us here, but like since the Industrial Revolution started, it's like every 50 years we have some like new miracle material that everyone's like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever, and then
Just 3 years
shortly
later.
shortly thereafter, they're like, oh, it causes turbo cancer and
you probably
ends
shouldn't
entire
ingest,
bloodlines.
You probably shouldn't ingest Teflon. It's really
So
great
true.
to keep the eggs off your skillet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what about WD-40?
Man, I don't even want to know what's in that shit. I don't buy them. I don't buy the excuse that, oh, it's just mineral water, bro.
There's
see, there you
20
go,
different
Adam. I'm
bro.
protected. My wife said I don't have to worry about any of these things because she worries about them for me. I'm welcome. See, there you go. See.
Aw, Cat, you're the best.
Hey, the thing, I joke all the time. Like I was like, babe, you could be slowly poisoning me, and I would never know because I just blindly eat whatever she puts in front of me. I don't ask
How much
questions.
life insurance do you have, Pedro?
Enough for her to not have to work, so that's probably not a good thing.
You should
Maybe I
probably
need to
check
bump
your-
them numbers down a little bit, man. That's
Yeah,
what I
but you
need to
should
do.
probably check them arsenic levels. Make sure there ain't rat poison in that dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny,
Adam
bro.
and them's got good sunny weather down there.
Baby, it's Florida. It's sunny almost every day in this mug.
it's-
It rains for 30 minutes every day in the spring and summer, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pouring down.
yeah.
I mean, it's pouring here in Winston-Salem. It's like, it's raining roads and dogs, man.
Dude, I saw that storm that's over you guys this morning. Every morning I check the weather. First thing I do when I log on, check the weather across country, and I saw that y'all got a pretty damn good sized storm covering all of like South Carolina and North Carolina.
It's just rain. I mean, it's warm. It's gonna be like 55 today again, but
Yeah.
it's just rain. But
I got,
Yeah,
I think I
this
got some
weekend,
Highways and Heroes. It's either Highways and Heroes or Smokey and the Bandit in the cold brew this morning. It's pretty solid.
yeah,
Do you guys
Hey,
lose
hey,
power
hey,
with
hold
that,
on. Hey,
storm
have you
the
made
other day?
have you done Smokey and the Bandit in cold brew yet, Adam?
I don't know, so I'm not sure. So
Oh, dang it.
I've been doing dad duty lately, so I've been putting the kid in bed at like 8:30,
Yeah.
and I'll pass out and then I'll wake up in the morning and I magically have cold brew. So thanks, wife.
Yeah, awesome.
Again, I have no idea if there's arsenic in it, but it tastes good.
not for me.
Well, what were you getting at, Justin? What were you about to say, brother?
So we got yet another 1.5 feet dumping of snow on us the other day. My parents are down in South Carolina, and they didn't quote unquote lose power, but like the entire area did. My dad's got solar and battery and generator backups. So I was curious how you guys weathered all that.
And Georgia didn't get anything off of it. We get a little bit of rain. That's about all we're getting down here. They got hammered in the Northeast.
You talking about the storm that's right now over us?
No, this was
No, the one last week. Justin's in Jersey. Yeah, Justin's
I'm
in New Jersey.
Okay, I'm about to say, did I miss something here?
This would have been Sunday night into Monday. We got like 2 foot of snow dumped on us.
Yeah.
Nah, we got nothing.
Yeah, we had.
It sucks too because like we just finally melted off the last of the snow that came down like 3 weeks ago.
And it's back. Yeah, we're gonna be warm this weekend. We're gonna be 74 on Sunday, and every day next week will be like 60s and low 70s and 50s at night here.
Yeah, but what's shitty is that Tuesday morning I woke up and it was 22 degrees.
Yeah.
You know, this morning I get out of bed, it's like 57 degrees, and then by Sunday it's going to be close to 80. So we're all going to be sick.
Bro, it was 90 here yesterday.
Are you serious, dude?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, that's
And it was
Texas, man.
but in the morning, yesterday morning when I woke up, it was in the low 50s. So it jumped 40 degrees yesterday, dude. I mean, it's nuts, the temperature swings. I mean, but we didn't get no snow and stuff like you guys. But Justin, like I told you the other day, man, no one feels sorry for you and Jeff because you chose that life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not begging for
I
pity
love
over here.
Philadelphia. I love New Jersey. It's the greatest thing ever.
It is pretty nice. It has its moments. The
It is a
temperature
beautiful
swings, though,
state.
That is something I miss about California. Back when I was driving out of Tracy, California, it could be like 105 at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but then as soon as the sun sets, it's like 65 and beautiful.
So
But that's also why they get those
I'm a
insane
little-
winds out there too.
I'm a little late to the party, boys. Have we talked the trucking news yet?
Nope.
No, we just
And
been shooting.
there has
crap.
been a
I do have
shitload
one
this
piece
week.
of news that I
Dude.
love from the State of the Union the other night. Delilah's Law. Have you guys seen that?
I
Yeah.
saw that. That's dude.
That's
Listen,
Yes.
old Fuller says we're going to have a super cycle if they actually pass that.
I love it.
That will destroy capacity, and capacity right now is already tight. Like it, God bless. It is so painful this last week trying to
But-
flat.
Yeah.
if that happens, it's going to make way for
I know.
new people to come into the industry, new businesses to launch that are legal, and people that do it right. Because there will be people that will come back into the industry that maybe did an exit years ago, but now they see an opportunity to come in and make money, and the industry's kind of fixing itself, and they'll come back in. They'll come back.
My concern is that I've literally been talking with guys on the phone about this all week where they have an MC from like 2022 that they did one Amazon load with and they really kind of just let it go dormant. They are getting hounded daily from guys trying to buy their MCs on them. I've seen offers as up if you have a clean MC with all clean inspections and an Amazon Relay account, you can get $30,000-$40,000 for that thing.
I was just, after everyone was finished, I was going to say exactly what you said. My concern is that this boom is going to be a repeat of exactly what COVID did and how we're in this situation now. And everything that we have done as an industry, we're going to deal with it all over again. And this, yes, yeah, exactly. So I love it. I'm all for it. But that's the thing, man, where there's opportunity for legal growth, there is much more opportunity for illegal things. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna see a return of all those fucking Instagram trucker gurus of pay me $5,000, I'll set you up with a DOT and MC. And,
Yep.
you know, you just run right through my board and
So
just,
the problem is all these bad actors and these criminals, these degenerates that are out here doing this crap. They're always one step ahead, right? So they're already thinking.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that super trucker guy over on Freight X, man, he's something else. I just
what a putz.
Yeah.
That's what I
Can't
say.
stand that guy.
That's
What a putz. That's funny.
Who do you think he is?
asshole.
Oh, man, that's a word we need to bring back. Putz. Like, we need to bring that word back. Yeah, bro.
When journalists like every time like trucking's in the news and like journalists reach out to me and stuff, it's so funny because they like I'm pseudo anon on Twitter and it's very easy to find out who I really am, but they don't take that effort to do so, and so they just see my handle and then my tagline is supply chain crisis actor, so they're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Is he actually a liberal? Because we don't talk to liberals.
It's funny. I will talk to any. This is what drives my wife nuts. She's like, "Why are you always going on like patriot.news.q.rando blah blah all these like right wing news sites?" And I'm like, they're the only ones that will talk to us. I will talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I've talked to
I
news outlets everywhere.
I messaged him like, "Holy shit, dude! Cernovich shared your stuff." I'm like, "That's impressive."
Someone needs to get a hold of Sertovich and tell him to unblock me. He's had me blocked for years, and now that trucking is back in the news, he should probably unblock me because there's lots of shit that we don't really share publicly that he should be aware of.
Why such a fight? What?
Years ago when like Jordan Peterson was first popping off, Cernovich was like throwing a lot of shade at Peterson, and I am a Peterson respecter, and I made some like snarky comment, and he was just blocking everybody who replied. So it's my own dumb fault.
So let's talk about what else is going on. I saw yesterday on the old Waves of Freight that a company right here in my backyard just filed Chapter 11.
Yeah.
Standard Freight Logistics.
Who was it?
Standard Freight Logistics. 49 power units, 30 trailers.
Well,
Chapter 11.
That's not nothing.
It happened more again and again and again.
Right, yeah, it's going to keep happening. But the reason I'm bringing them up is I started digging into them. Dude, they have a 57.7% out of service rate.
Yeah.
it's not
Like,
good.
1 out of every 2 inspections, your truck's getting put out. Bro, you got problems.
Or
That's-
maybe it's non-domiciled CDLs that
I mean,
they're also
that-
getting in the
Yeah.
well.
That's something that's very counterintuitive to people outside the industry right now. Is like they're seeing rates like go up, and everyone's like chimping out, saying, "Yeah, we're so back, but we're still seeing this acceleration of carriers going bankrupt, and a lot of it is because of compliance stuff like that. I can watch any carrier on like a vetting platform like Search Carriers, GenLaws, etc. The instant they get an ELP violation, I'll flag it as like for an update, and I'll go back a month later, and I just watch their activity just fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I actually did something probably some people would think is a little bit petty the other day. I saw a customer I've been trying to get into for a while make a Facebook story about one of their loads leaving their property, and I saw the carrier hauling it, and I'm like, I know those guys. So I looked it up, and I'm like, so in the last 6 months, they've had
Morning, Ingrid.
8. They've had 8 ELP violations. 8.
Wow.
In the last 6 months.
How many
Additionally,
drivers?
I'll have to go look. Hang on, I'll look them up and I'll tell you.
DM me that DOT number because I want to see if it's the same truck over and over again or if it's multiple trucks.
It's multiple trucks. I already looked. I looked at the
Okay.
numbers.
Perfect.
But it's 201 truck fleet. Out of those 8 ELP violations in the last 6 months, they've also had driver in possession,
Wow.
2 cell phone violations, multiple accidents. So I sent
That's
the customer
insane.
I sent the customer an email with screenshots. I'm like, listen, I've been trying to get with you for a while. I wanted you to see who is hauling your freight because it is opening you up to massive liability. Like,
Yep.
And his
All an
response
attorney-
response is they're doing it for pennies on the dollar. What am I
I
supposed
got
Saving me money, we're saving me money.
as per typical Jimmy, I got the cold shoulder. I got no response.
Exactly. That's the answer. Like it's okay that they're bad actors and they do shitty. They do it for pennies on the dollar. So it's a win for us.
Until they kill a family of 4.
Yeah, but
We'll worry about that when it happens, bro. We'll
Because
worry
the
about that.
attorneys, you know as well as I do, the attorneys will pull up the DOT number, and then they're going to look at them and go, how big of a check do you want to write?
Do you know if those ELP violations were for that shipper or for a different one?
I don't know if they were for that shipper. There's no way to tell. But primarily what they haul is flatbed freight. I would be surprised if it wasn't. Now, I could go look it up because I got their MC number here.
I bet you it's getting harder for those guys to book loads because what is it, 40% rejection rate now for flatbed freight?
For a 42% on the OTR.
Jesus.
Wow.
Dude, we had a guy, we had a shipper on the lounge. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm only saying this because this is about flatbed freight, but we had a shipper on our show last night. And the thing that most of their stuff is flatbed, but he said that is the truck they really need more of is flatbeds. And when we looked at on their load board, most of the things they have is flatbed. And he had told us, he's like, it's getting kind of hard to get these trucks out there. So I don't know. I'm already going to talk to him. I don't know if they work with brokers. He is kind of a broker or whatever. So
I'm asset based.
Well, there you go. Well, I mean, I watched show last night, and I mean, I don't know if he'll do it Landstar. He's been around for a while, so he may be too smart to deal with you clowns.
That's possible.
I'm messing. Anyway. So point is it's struggling. You're right. Your 40% rejection. You were just saying that shipper last night was kind of echoing that without literally saying it. You know what I mean?
Hey, Jimmy,
Once they start putting shippers on the hook for being in these lawsuits, and they start writing checks too, they'll.
Dude, straight up, if that law if that goes past the Supreme Court here in about the next 30 days, and they start putting shippers on the hook, holy crap, that is going to change things.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. Regardless if a shipper uses a broker or not, I mean, it's the broker's job, obviously, to vet the carriers and all that, right? But it's also the shipper's job to be in the know. Who's hauling the freight?
That's what I told the customer. I'm like,
look like.
I said, as your broker, I'm there to protect you. Like I'm going through these carriers that are picking up loads for me, and I look and see if you have any drug and alcohol violations, it's out, unless you can provide me a letter. If it's been a year back, and you can provide me a letter showing where a driver was terminated, I might be willing to give you a chance. But I'm looking even harder if I see something like that. If I see any cell phone violations in the last 6 months to a year, I'm like, no, dude. Like, if you can't control your drivers and tell them to be safe on the roads, I don't want you hauling my freight.
So I looked up that carrier. So they have 10 ELP violations for 9 different shippers. They have one shipper where they got popped twice in a row.
Wow.
Send me the shipper info if you can, because I'd love to know that.
Hey, Jimmy, here's the thing on the savings you were talking about before. When you're diving down to the bottom, and I tell the customers too, that $700 savings could be the most expensive decision that you've ever made in your entire life, because that could turn into a $7 million civil suit, or $70 million, or $700 million.
Yeah, nuclear verdicts, dude. And that's just it. These shipping managers, they get paid $17, $18, $19 an hour. They don't understand this.
They don't understand it.
And it's not, it's not me trying to talk down to somebody. I'm legitimately trying to look out for these people because I love what they do. And
the worst side to that is, Adam, what if they're a guy who makes bonus / commission off the cost savings for the company? You think he's really thinking about, this could bite my ass in the end? No, he's thinking about, man, my bonus in this quarter is going to be amazing, bro.
That's right.
And what's even crazier, so if I scroll down all the way down to the bottom, the database only goes back to 2024. And so ELP as an out of service has only been in effect since June this last year. Yeah. They have one from April, March, and February of 2025 and 2024. So they got cited for not being able to speak English, but not placed out of service. So that shows you how bad it was. Nobody was writing tickets for that shit back then.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is back in 2024 and early 25, before they started getting all the serious violations, I've used them, and they did a good job for me. But then when you start seeing these serious violations come up, then you quit using people. You're like, you tell them, like, hey, dude, I had one of the guys from that company had a good relationship with. He'd call me and say, hey, you got anything out of New York this week? And it got to the point, I'm like, dude, listen, I can't use you anymore. He goes, why? I said, have you looked at your safer scores? I said, you're busted for drugs and alcohol. You're busted for cell phones. You're busted for failing to secure heavy equipment multiple times. Like, you can't haul my flatbed freight, especially not shit that's valued at $500,000.
Right.
And that's something people don't realize. With getting an ELP violation is also, you have a really high chance of getting other violations on top of it. So just going down the list here. So he got popped for not being able to speak English. He had no logbook, and he was missing lights on the truck. Let's see another one here.
That's a recommendation. That's not a requirement.
That's
driver cannot read, hours of service violation, another hours of service violation. So yeah, just getting an ELP violation isn't like it is a red flag, but it's not the big red flag. But it's when I see, here's one with 7 violations. What we got here? Wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Hours of service. Yeah, it's just they're running sloppy, man.
Yeah, it's all the same things. They're running sloppy, and that's, it's just kind of crazy that that's what we're up against. But it's like Jimmy said. Oh, and I post snarky comments all over LinkedIn when I see accidents and bridges hit and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but don't worry, he hauled it for $2 a mile.
That's right. But it's sad that that's where we're at. Everybody feels like, if you use a broker, you're using a middleman, yes, and the broker's just there to line his pockets and get over. They're not looking at the fact of, no, we're in the backside of this, trying to dig in, do the research to protect everyone involved as best as possible.
The good brokers are.
Yes.
Exactly.
You and I both know, for every one of you and me and Pedro and Jeff, that there's 900 other guys in a boiler room that are just booking freight. They don't
Exactly.
care.
And it's all over. I mean, we can throw out some 3-letter names that we're not going to throw out because we don't want to get sued. But it's just get the freight.
Spencer get sued. I'm safe.
It's just get the freight. It doesn't matter. Get it at whatever cost. We'll make it move. Pennies on the dollar shit. And this is what we're stuck in.
Yeah, well, we'll move it at a loss just to keep anybody else from getting the market share. Yeah. Make sure you pick the cheapest carrier you can get.
And they'll move it with whoever.
I've had quite a few people DM me. Like, every time something in the news pops off, I'll get, like, my notifications in the mornings are a mess because I'll have, like, 20 DMs. And people are telling me they've seen carriers with, like, ELP violations booking oversized and overdimensional, not doing any permits because they can run it for $2 a mile. And I'm like, holy shit.
I'll tell you point blank. I had 3 large tanks from Texas going to Mississippi. And I posted on LinkedIn about this because somebody came to me and said, well, $9,000 is the price to beat. I'm like, that might get you your pole car and your police escorts.
Yeah.
And so, then they come back, oh, these guys screwed us. What can you do? Can you make it happen? And I came back to them and I said, okay, 28.6. I've got the trucks lined up per load. I mean, these fucking things are 16.4 tall loaded. They're a super load. And
pay it once, and then you never have to worry about it. You pay cheap, and you're going to be dinged left and right.
Dead air goes, and I followed up yesterday. I said, hey, just checking. What's the word on these? We found somebody to move them for $15,000 all in.
Well, I'm like,
well,
rolling the dice.
I'm telling you, dude, it's everywhere. Like, I've got another one. It's heavy machinery coming in from overseas, coming into the Port of Virginia. And all of my guys that I reached out to quote it for me are all right in the same area. And the customer's like, oh, we got an option for half of what you're quoting. I'm like, okay.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can say. I mean, I just did one coming out of Jacksonville Rail. Going
Get out of my city, bro.
Hey, calm down, you. Going up to Adairsville, Georgia. And I mean, I know it's Florida. I know prices in Florida freight are weird, but it's also the rail yard, and there are other things involved in the rail yard. So I quoted how I felt. Knew I was going to be a little high, so I quoted at $27.50. My customer comes back and says, "Oh, I got someone who's going to do that for $18." Out of the rail yard, going to Adairsville. So round trip is 826 miles. And I'm like, okay, good luck.
What, $270 a mile round trip?
$230.
Golly.
$230 out of the rail yard, and that's her all-in price. So chassis and everything.
Chassis splits and everything.
Yeah,
because they don't have chassis down here at the yard. You have to go to the freaking chassis pools.
Yeah, I'm like, so what if
on each end?
Yeah, I say good luck to you. That's all I can say. Like I can probably get the number down a little bit, but to drop it $800-900, good luck.
I had a new customer make me jump through a bunch of hoops and sign an NDA at this last week, and then they wanted me to price lanes for them. And I priced the lanes how I felt they needed to be priced. It's explosives. So priced the lanes how I felt they needed to be priced, and I got an email back yesterday. Well, you're $10,000 higher on our full truckload, and you're $3,000 higher on our LTL. And I said, listen, I'm like you. I'm in this to make a living. The rates are what they are. Like you're not hauling apples.
They're fishing. They're fishing. And they're doing it and a benchmark
Well, I said, the LTL I can probably come down on because I went lower in the routing guide to make sure I had good options, right?
Mhm.
I said if you want only the cheapest carrier on your LTL, we can probably do that. There you go, Dale. Until
Yep.
the shippers stop using price as their KPI, you're 100% right.
Yeah, I mean that's a fact. Dale's spot on.
Yeah.
I saw my buddy from Green Cove Golf Carts ask the question earlier. What's that going to change? What specifically were you curious about changing? We'll see if he comments again. I'm curious to know what he's asking.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a little more specific. But I mean, it's the world we dabble in, and we all hope that when you go with that shit price and a bad carrier, you hope the bad stuff doesn't happen. I don't ever want to see.
I don't ever want anybody to get hurt,
right,
or anything to happen. But you're like, it's going to happen at some point. Like it's going to bite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all the way.
That's a fact. It's going to it. All you gotta do is pull up the news. I mean, it's almost every day.
But don't put yourself. Don't put yourself.
I was going to ask you to share the video you shared yesterday on the podcast this morning because it's newsworthy. It's worth talking about.
The carrier going the wrong way in Missouri.
In Missouri.
Now, see, that is one video that went viral. There was another one 2 days ago that nobody saw because it was like an obscure post on Facebook. People have been DMing me, and I was going to try and rip it and put it up there later today. Yeah, this kind of stuff happens all the time. My guess on how these happen is that when you're out in the Midwest and you have those like 2-lane divided highways,
old access, yeah.
Yeah, if you're making a left turn, you got to cross the divide and then make the left. And I think a lot of these guys are just making that first left and then going, "Oh shit!" in whatever their native language is.
He wasn't going, "Oh shit!" He was on his cell phone chilling.
That was the craziest part to me. Was this guy's like on his phone? I would have been like, I can't even tell you like the piles of bricks I'd be shitting if I was in that situation.
I was amazed that Pedro. See if you can get that video so you can share it. But I was amazed that one blind hill he approached that he didn't smash on the other side.
Coming up on going to the right. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You need me to pull up that video? I can pull it up here.
I mean, if you got it, I was going to go to Rob Carpenter's page because I already have it on Facebook, and because I know he posted it. So if you got it, put it up and we'll roll it.
I'll put it on the original.
Things about that
the original guy
and what I did, right? So you've got Taylor. You got a Taylor trailer on the back of Cargo Transportation LLC, right? I have multiple vetting tools, so I vetted it. All came back clear. Okay. All right. So it goes to show you that, and I've been preaching this for freaking years on this. I'm not against vetting tools. I like vetting tools because they got the data. It shows you all that kind of stuff that you need to know. But that human element is so crucial in the decision making that you have to dig even deeper. You have to take extra steps to protect yourself, your brand image, and your reputation.
What's crazy is this dude is still traveling. Like he's not even making an attempt.
He's on his off the road or anything. He's on his cell phone. You can see him in the window. Look,
right there
on his cell phone.
Right there, yeah, exactly at 040 or at 046. I saw that. Yeah,
has no clue what he's did. But if you dig into his profile, and I posted on Justin's post yesterday, I said, "Thank God he has $1 million cargo." He already had he's had a towaway in the last 4 months.
He thinks he's on a 2-lane road or something. I guess
he's got 2 trucks and has already had a towaway in 4 months. Like.
Now the guy who was recording this, he followed this guy. He kept going once he got on the right lane. Let me go down his profile here, and so now he's posting more stuff on him. But yeah, that's the driver, and then that's the license plate.
Oh,
and
look,
then,
it's Minnesota. Shocker.
There was an officer. Not this one. Yeah, right here.
Mohawk.
So the state troopers eventually caught up to him, but it's just it's crazy.
It's like the story the bad actor, the bad carrier that got in the wreck in Alabama that killed 10 and turns around, is back on the road and gets in another wreck. I mean, that just happened like this past week. It's rampant. I know they're trying, and it's going to be a slow fix, but
Let me pull up this other one from Facebook so you guys can see it.
Dale just made a good comment, and it would be interesting to see what rate per mile that these guys run when they get in these crashes. Like,
True.
what were their rate per mile to the customer? I'd love to see that data too. I would love to see that.
That would be hard to find, though.
Yeah. Well, unless they
You'll never-
subpoenaed it. Yeah, it had to be subpoenaed or something like that. But that would be pretty interesting to see.
I mean, eventually that's all going to come out, right? Like if you get into a big lawsuit and you go into discovery, they can,
Yeah.
get
They
the
can
copies
bring
of
that
the rate
out.
confirmations and everything else.
I mean, it's
this-
it's somewhat irrelevant because it doesn't change the act of what they did. But I mean, it'd be
No,
good to
it's
see
re-
to see what's going on here.
It's relevant to the conversation of this
Right.
is what you're gonna get when you pay when you book the
Right.
cheapest thing on the market.
Yeah.
You know.
So this one here is from sorry guys, this was from Ohio 4 days ago, and same exact situation. Carrier going the wrong way, and it just didn't get as much spotlight as this last one here. I don't know if you want to show it or not.
Sure.
Sorry, bro. I'm over here sending prospecting emails while y'all talking.
Oh, good. This is PAM International Incorporated,
Penny a mile?
International.
and this was out of Ohio on the 22nd.
Are we talking penny a mile, Pam?
No,
No, not
Yeah,
that.
Pam.
What highway was that in Ohio?
this was
Does it say or what city or anything?
it just says Mercer, Ohio. Dispatch has received multiple calls of a white semi traveling the wrong way on State Route 29 between Salina and St. Mary's, headed towards St. Mary's in the westbound lane.
So literally twice in 48 hours.
Yeah. What are the odds?
Wow.
I
Man, it's just gonna get worse.
And this
Pedro,
this
do you have
carrier, they're based out of Joliet, Illinois. Their insurance is pending cancellation, and they have an ELP violation from December 5th last year.
Pedro, do you have the OTRI index for the flatbeds that I posted yesterday or this morning?
No, I don't. I'm over here doing my own thing, bro. I'm just
Multitasking.
Look, bro, you are the producer, right?
that's
Content lined up.
that's true. That's very true. But I'm also I'll tell you like I tell my wife. I'm not a mind reader, Adam. So no, I would not just randomly have the flatbed OTRI report pulled
You
up.
should have all this lined up, bro. Come on.
Jesus Lord.
Golly.
Pull it up and I'll put it up on screen.
Here's one from 18 minutes ago in Indiana.
What?
Guy just runs right off the road.
Oh, look, he's got an
I-7
extra lease trailer.
I-70 eastbound closed while they're trying to clean this mess up.
Wow.
You see
You
the
got
car that he hit?
the helicopter out there too, so that was bad.
Unbelievable.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, anytime the
There,
helicopter's
Pedro,
landing
I
on
did
the
the
highway,
picture
that's not
for you.
good.
Like Matt Leffler said,
Hold on, bro. I gotta copy and put it in my other browser.
out of the 5 million carriers that are on the road every single day, 21.6% of OOS are unroadworthy. That means 1 in 5 tractor trailers that you pass could literally take you and your family out. I always tell my daughter and my wife, I said, listen, you're going past them, hit the accelerator, man, get around them as quickly as possible because you
Yeah.
Get out of the kill zone area.
That's right.
Especially, I tell my wife, especially reefers. You know why?
Why?
Because most reefer drivers that I have ever seen are foreign born and probably are non-domiciled CDLs.
Hey man, don't be hating on my people, man. Don't be hating on my people.
Look, we don't hate on the Irish.
Reefer mafia, bro. Reefer mafia.
We don't hate on the Irish, Pedro.
I'm not Irish. How dare you disrespect me like that, bro? That's you basically just cussed at me in all of my lineage. Man, that's
Then
horrible.
don't
Curse you, bro. Curse you.
Don't call yourself Pedro Potato.
Well, but how was Pedro Irish? I've never met an Irish Pedro's.
How's a potato famine Irish?
Oh,
sir?
hey, you can blame that on my boss Kyle. Like I don't know where he got that shit. Like he literally just called me Pedro Potato one day out of nowhere. It was the most random thing.
When you get done with that, speaking of potatoes, I wanted to show your other potato cousin, Spud.
That's my brother from another mother right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, this post published this morning, and it's factual. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was participating in a bid, and I got feedback back in every single lane that I bid, and I only bid probably 60% of it, but every single lane I bid was red. And they said, hey, this is your chance if you really want to update your rates to get more competitive because you're not competitive in any lane. And I said, no, sir, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I said, I know what's about to come, and I'm going to be positioned to be able to hopefully try to help you actually move the freight. Because, that's the number one bullet point of their expectation. We expect you to provide rates that you can stand behind for the next 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then that got published yesterday afternoon. I'm like, holy crap, dude, a 42% rejection rate. Like, and no wonder I'm struggling to move flatbed loads right now.
These shippers are in complete denial about the reality on the ground going forward.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's good luck with that right now, trying to forecast out and being able to hold to it. So you have to aim high because you know what the market is doing and saying. And, they laugh at you right now, and in 3 months they're going to be like, wow, you're pretty close, man. I need your help.
Yeah.
Well, flatbed freight's been a challenge for many years. I mean, the capacity is just just not been there.
So much of the ELP problem children came in, and they came into reefer and flatbed freight because that's where the money was.
Right.
The money wasn't in dry vans, and so they came into flatbed and reefers, and that's where you're starting to see all the accidents, all the bridge strikes, all the people hitting loads because the drivers were off route with no permits and no escorts.
Right.
But I will bring a good point as we move back onto this because like I keep saying this too, and my wife, she works in the commercial insurance, and she brought it up as well because she deals with it too. Man, is I don't necessarily think that all of these problems are just because someone can't speak fucking English. And I hate to say that to all these people in row. I don't hate to say that. I hate to row y'all up, but I, as a broker, I have worked with so many drivers intra Texas here that they English is their second language, but they've been the best drivers I've ever had. They're on time. They send me pictures of everything. They don't mess up. Their reefer temps are correct, and because most of it has been reefer and some of it flatbed. But like. And I have friends that run a trucking association down in Houston, and this has affected a lot of them. A lot of these people are over here like legally on visas, but unfortunately they haven't taken the time to understand English. But even though everything they have their CDL is legal, all of their stuff is legal, they have no accidents, no tickets, no nothing. The one thing that they do have is they can't properly speak English, although they can understand, they can read the signs, they've been trucking for years. But I will say that at least they are taking a step towards the right thing, and they're using funds from their association to hire a language teacher to teach these people for free this stuff. So I was going to say, I like to play devil's advocate on this, man, because I think a lot of people do get ripped into this. And here's the thing is most of these people we're talking about, they're the motherfuckers from across the ocean. You know what I'm saying? They're usually not the ones from directly just south of the border or the French speaking damn Canadians just north of us. And I think that, unfortunately, that as Americans with all that's going on right now, that's the first thing that people think about is the people just south of us. You know what I mean?
Spanish. No, and let me clarify. I'm not saying that just because you don't speak English that you don't matter at all. I don't care. What we're saying and suggesting, I think Justin and I both, is that when the carriers tend to have an ELP violation, that's a sign of greater red flags. Just because they got busted for ELP doesn't really mean anything. But when you start digging into it, you find the securement violations, you find the cell phone violations, you find bad tires, BLTs. It's not that they shouldn't be here just because. Oh,
I'm not saying you're saying that, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm just being devil's advocate and putting out the other part.
No, 100%. Yeah. Some of the best drivers I've ever had on my Texas lanes had a translator as their dispatcher, and I'm like, I don't care.
Matter of fact, I have a personal experience, but when I was at night refrigerator, when I got hired there, I got hired with a guy named Mike, who was from Russia. He was 24 years old, and he saved up money for years and years and years, and his dad put him on the visa list or whatever when he was a teenager, knowing it was going to take a while. He came over here legally, and then he got a job, brought his wife over here. He got a CDL, everything. But dude, that guy was one of the best damn drivers ever. And he worked on our truck, bro. We broke down on I-25 in Arizona in the middle of the fucking night. And this guy grabbed my toolbox and fixed our truck on the side of the road. But he was great. And last I knew, he was still driving and stuff, man. But that guy had a hard time, bro. He literally teamed with me because he told me, he said, hey, man, he said, I'm not really used to America roads and how the law and how things work here. So he's like, I really would feel comfortable riding with you. So for like 3 weeks, me and that guy technically teamed, but I never slept with him, slept while he drove by himself and stuff. But he was a good dude, man, did his thing and stuff. So I only just say that I think people are getting wrapped up and pulled into this. And me personally, I think the bigger issue, I just want to end with this, Adam. I think the bigger issue that goes along with this is most of these people, and this is going to get dark, are probably fucking part of some type of immigration or human trafficking shit. And
100%.
that's the part that we're not looking into. We're going, oh, they have all these violations and stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then I know that's not the FMCSA's job, but then we stop there. You know what I mean? So I think it's a bigger, deeper, darker problem that we have to solve in this industry, unfortunately. But that's it. I'll leave there.
I'm sure there's a ton of indentured servitude going on. And it's
100%.
As long as I've said it numerous times out there in LinkedIn land and elsewhere in public and whatnot. As long as you're safe and compliant, I don't care if English is your second language. As long as you can deliver your loads safely and my family's not at risk, I don't care where you're from. Yeah. And I especially don't care if you're coming over here to better your life.
Bottom line is there's a federal law that's on the books, and if people are following that law, you must read, write, and speak English clearly to do your job if you have a CDL. And because that, I mean, when you have a CDL, you're not just like any other driver on the road, right? You're on the road a lot more. There's more risk. And so bottom line, there's a federal law in place. People need to adhere to that, follow it. And I would love to see data where the majority of the nationality of folks that are creating these issues.
Well, I don't think that. Honestly, I don't think. Yeah, probably Middle Eastern, definitely. But I mean, it's just a problem. Period. I agree with Dale. The law is the law, and that's the way it should be. I don't disagree with that at all. I am a strict ass person, and when it comes, I drove for 10 years, man. Safety out there matters to me. I saw people do a lot of dumb things, and my wife can tell you, I never drove tired. I never drove in weather I didn't feel comfortable in. I did not do things that I was supposed to, and I didn't take on things that I didn't feel I was properly trained to deal with. And so I'm a big person. I feel the rules are the rules, the law of the law. I think the only thing is that unfortunately, like a lot of stuff, we go into things with a blind eye or with this massive net, and we scoop in all these people, and then we're like, holy shit, what do we do with the ones that kind of skirt, kind of don't skirt? Here's this, here's that. Maybe they're not totally guilty, maybe they're not. And when it gets to a point that it's so much to deal with, we're just like, you're all guilty. And then here's another problem that we have really bad in this industry is we give no one a road to fix it. And an example of us only doing that is with the SAP thing. I'm a person that I agree, hey, man, dude, maybe you went on vacation with your wife, bro, to Jamaica, and you smoked a little, crazy grass. You know what I mean? You came back, they drug tested you. I don't think that means you should be taken off the road forever. And I only use that to say that with all this ELP stuff, all of these, the fraud, the theft, everything, like if someone gets caught in this and you do wrong, to an extent, let's talk like maybe Class B misdemeanor level, okay? You know what I mean? There should be a road to you fixing it or us allowing a carrier to continue doing business if they are following a plan to start abiding by the rules and can prove it.
I 100% agree with that. I do. It's this government oversight is your problem because government is not proactive. Reactive. Yeah, Dale, there's people in the U.S. that can't read English.
My biggest problem with like the SAP program and stuff is like you on your own dime and on your own time should be able to do whatever the hell you want. You as a driver today legally, you can go to the bar across the street from the truck stop, get blackout drunk, and as long as you get 8 hours of sleep, you get back in the truck, no problem. But like Pedro said, you and your wife go on your honeymoon 2 years ago, you have you smoke a doobie out there and you get hair tested. That shit pops up in tests years down the line. So we have a completely...
Dude, especially with you, bro, for your beard. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, that's a good point.
Yep.
They can't get his beard. That's discrimination against beards.
And the thing with the language proficiency and Delilah's law coming up, right now, the rules in the book aren't laws. They're just federal regulations. So when these guys are caught with this stuff, there aren't real serious criminal penalties that can be levied against them. I think that will change, hopefully, if this new Delilah law gets passed, because then they can prosecute actual criminal cases because they're breaking a law, not just not following federal guidelines.
Hey, that's a good point, because it's technically right now you're getting in trouble in school. You know what I mean? Yeah, it has no ramifications outside of the school building. You know what I mean? So that's a really good point. There really is no punishment to be expected.
And
the DOT officer drives away and goes, "Hey, you're out of service." Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. The second the DOT officer pulls off and gets 5 miles down the road, he's out.
Yeah.
And that's why this stuff has gone on for has been so impossible to get rid of, because legitimate carriers that want to try and play by the rules, when they get their wrists slapped, they do everything. They bend over backwards to do everything they can to fix it. Right. I've seen reports from FMCSA where they've gone after a particular carrier time and time and time again, where they've issued letter after letter saying, please, for the love of God, shut down, stop moving your trucks. We're still pulling your guys over, and they have multiple DOTs in the back of the truck. Like, they're bragging about it, saying, get bent. I'm not stopping for anything. And it isn't until their insurance gets canceled where they finally stop moving the trucks. That has been like the one silver bullet that I've ever seen actually works effectively against these guys.
Well, that Delilah's law, I think it's going to get passed. I really do. I mean, this has just become such a cancer in this country and the industry, and it's going to get passed because there's too much. The spotlight is just too big on the problem. So I think it's going to get some traction. But going back to what I said earlier about the nationality of folks that are creating a lot of the issues, it goes back to what Pedro said. There could be a legitimate, some legitimacy with the human trafficking side of things.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, this hole runs deep. I can tell you, this hole runs deep.
I can confirm in the Punjab communities, the Sikh communities, and the Eastern European communities, this is 100% happening.
Yeah.
The guys that are in like the Punjab area, they're lied to back home on Instagram by guys saying, "Hey, look how much money I got. Look at my flashy cars. Right. Do whatever you can to get to America. We'll put you to work." And this could be you too. And then the Eastern European side, it's a little more insidious because they involve their families with that too. Guys will come into Chicago, bring their wife and kids with them. The company will put them up in an apartment complex somewhere, and then that guy gets put in a truck.
Dude.
And maybe for the first week, everything sounds legit, but then you get orders saying, "Hey, we need you to do X, Y, and Z." And the guy's like, "I don't feel comfortable doing that." And it's like, "Well, we're going to break your wife's legs if you don't do it."
Hey, so I'm glad you said exactly what you said, because I wanted to touch on this, is there is also, something that's not getting talked about a lot too, is that, Hunter and I learned this in Chicago. We went to that thing we went to, Justin, you were there with us, dude. Yep. We talked to those guys, man. There are carriers there that some of these folks came over during the 90s and stuff. Someone from like Bosnia, Moldova, survivors of the Balkan Wars, all this thing, but they came over here, and ironically, they did exactly what Justin did, or Justin said, but they did it and everyone benefited from it. Like, they brought their family over here, and all these people have jobs. This one guy owns a truck company with several hundred trucks, a successful brokerage, all kinds of other things. And they're mad because he's like, now we're being targeted by FMCSA, DOT. He's like, my trucks, he's like, we have a great safety record, but because when they look it up and they see my last name on this DOT number, they're pulling all of my trucks in and my guys are getting inspected. He's like, and it's just a waste of their time thing right now. You know what I mean? But that was another thing, man. Like, a lot of these folks, and even in the Punjab community, same thing. A lot of these people came over here a long time ago and are doing things the right way, and now people aren't doing business with them, no matter what their thing said, just because simple thing of the last name. And funny enough, we all know there are last names in this industry where you're like, dude, that's a fucking double broker. You know what I mean? It's the SANs and the YANs and all that. So it's a crazy thing, man.
You know what they're not doing? They're not ratting those guys out.
They're not. I said the same thing, dude. I agree with you, man. Yes, I agree.
Be stepping up the most to scream as loud as they can scream.
You would say so.
Stop
If
this
I'm
stuff.
there's a really famous case from Coke and Pepsi years ago where an executive from Pepsi was approached by this woman who worked at Coca-Cola, and she says, "Hey, I got my hands on the secret formula. Do you want it?" And you know what Pepsi did? They immediately called Coca-Cola and they said, "Get this fucking lady out of our office."
We
don't see that in trucking right now. We don't see. If I was a federal prosecutor, so JD Vance is going to be the head of this new fraud division going after everything, trucking, big daycares, all this shit. Here's what I would do if I was these guys. I would take the top 10 operators in all of these communities, and I would set them at a table, and I would say, I have 3 get out of jail immunity cards on the table. The first 3 who come forward with everything you guys know will grant you immunity on everything. Everyone else, we are throwing the entire fucking weight of the federal government at you. And I guarantee you, none of them will take that offer.
That one guy commented and said confiscating the tractors also works. I talked to Derek Barge about that in person, and I asked him, I said, why aren't you guys just confiscating the tractors? And he said, we don't have the
room
to do it.
They don't have the authority, and they don't have the room. So what's awesome, so I've been talking with Marcus Coleman, the father of Delilah, who got hit, and this could not have happened to a more perfect and tragic family, because Marcus is a former driver. He knows the industry pretty well, and to their credit, lawmakers have been rolling out the red carpet, promising him whatever you want, just tell us what you need and we'll get it done. So he's got this entire list of demands. Everything that's in the law right now, it's 1 out of 100 things that he's asking for. That includes DOT getting their own enforcement division, so guys with guns and badges who can actually go after these trucks. He's suggesting anyone that gets an ELP violation, they hold the truck and they don't let it go unless they pay a $10,000 fine. The next time they lose their authority, and it's a $30,000 fine. So yeah, Marcus knows exactly where to hit these guys where it hurts. He's getting them a ticket and getting them out of service does absolutely nothing. If the truck has a load on it and it's impounded and they got to pay to get it back, that's when things start hurting. If you take the truck,
why don't we put ESL classes out there for these people to take though?
There is it. So some of the carriers in Chicago, they've been offering that. This woman I talk to all the time, she's a dispatcher for a carrier out in Chicago, and she's like, we have 200 drivers, 28 of them are non-domicile, 18 of them don't speak English, and she's like, I paid out of pocket to put those guys in an ESL class, and two of them took it. The rest of them just quit. And I will push back against bars on the whole we don't have the authority thing. Bullshit. Everything that you write in here about what a driver can do to get disqualified, the penalties involved, it's all written in here. You can pass a new regulation tomorrow and say, if you do X, Y, and Z, this is what's going to happen to you. I do not buy the argument that, we don't have the authority to do X, Y, and Z. Horse shit. Sorry, get off my soapbox.
Your camera was so happy with what you said that it started shedding tears.
Yeah.
See your face for a second.
I can't stand the lack of spine in these. They're all fucking bureaucrats. I hate using language like this. They're bureaucrats. They're bureaucrats.
It's not a lack of spine. It's who pays me more.
Yeah. True. You look at the map of Washington, D.C. The American Trucking Association and the FMCSA are literally across the street from each other, and there is a ton of overlap between those two organizations.
Bars right now. I will stand up for Bars, being that he's from St. Johns County, Florida, and I've looked back on his record. I truly believe that he wants to get there. He's trying to get there so that he can do it the right way.
I believe that too, but it's everybody working there underneath him. So when that memo came out about this AI suite of software that they were going to launch to go after chameleon carriers, that caused a huge meltdown inside there because they're like, we weren't planning on really doing this. This was just an internal thing. So we're like, what the fuck are we doing here, guys?
What?
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Why would you spend all that money and then you're not going to do it?
It's all of these organizations are jobs programs. if your leadership at FMCSA, working there for your tenure is a springboard into a cushy job on an advisory board or a hedge fund or a think tank somewhere else. If you're mid-level or low-level working there, you're just there until you retire. It's the same revolving door that you see everywhere else in Washington, D.C.
Bullshit, every other department.
Yeah, and the people who actually like take the job seriously, to Barr's defense, like they don't have the authority to do anything about it. They pass the rules or regulations to do X, Y, and Z, and then it's up to the people on the ground via law enforcement, guys at CVSA or whatever that have to interpret. Okay, this is what they tell us the rules are, and we got to figure out how we're going to actually implement it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rule is just a guideline. I mean, it's just a guideline, you know.
Yeah.
It's like an umpire calling balls and strikes. One guy sees it way different than the other guy. And there's no check and balance in it whatsoever. There's no hard line. This is bad. This is good. There's no hard line, and it's not going to get there until the Justin Martins of the world are the ones lining the pockets of the politician to get it there. You know,
That's too true.
What you're saying
we don't have
we
the
need to
money to enforce change
what
because
you're
we're not the
saying
ones up
is
there
we need to
lining the
go
pockets.
fund me for Justin to go to Washington is what you're saying.
You're going to have a big ass GoFundMe, bro. They will shut you down. I mean,
Yep.
I will not. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm Republican, I'm Democrat, I'm independent, whatever. I typically vote for whoever I feel like I most align with. But I believe every politician who gets in the game gets in with good intentions. But then you get there and there's money everywhere.
Yep.
You can only avoid it for so long before your morals come in question.
Yeah.
And the ones who
That's a true
don't
statement.
take the bribes, they don't go back in office.
That's right.
Or they
Light
get
bulb.
What we've been arguing for what we've been trying to push for is like a small federal task force full of turbo autists that just want to find all these guys and get them shut down. That's literally like our entire motivation here. Even if the job pays, it probably wouldn't pay all that great. There's no bribery or lobbying that could like affect any of this shit because like what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm not asset based. I don't own a trucking company. I don't have contract with shippers or anything, so none of this shit would apply to me. But either the people that are inside are just completely burnt out and unmotivated, and I think that's a big problem with FMCSA. They just do not have the amount of people required. I know they just did a huge headcount cut last year over there, so I mean those guys are struggling. I really do feel bad for them. It's a very important job. I mean, there's 500,000 trucking companies in the U.S., and there's like 1,000 people, if that work in that building to actually track all this shit down. So, yeah. It's a thankless job.
They need to go outside and get contracted people, contractors, contracted companies to kind of help, monitor some of this stuff.
Set up some kind of program where you can be an authorized auditor for FMCSA, and they give you a list of DOTs to go check out in your area, and all you got to do is show up in person, knock on the door. Oh, no answer. Okay, we flagged that one for, a further review. Simple shit like that. You find. So last week,
you can start a 501c3 called the Bearded Mafia and offer your services.
I started an LLC this year called Shady Freight, and that's one of the services I would love to offer. Yeah. I went on a road trip last week with this guy Adam Coleman to Northeast Philadelphia. All I did was pick 5 addresses at random. I didn't flag them ahead of time. I was just like, that's a cluster, that's a cluster. Oh, this guy has 470 trucks. Let's go check out these addresses. And it's the most shady shit you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Well, there's no change in it from our pulpit. Unfortunately, all we can do is keep squawking and hope to get somewhere. I mean, granted, I said it on a previous show with you guys. What's going on now is really it's an overreaction to try to show we're doing something. I agree with a lot of the comments and the people are posting. Because I can't speak great English does not mean I'm not a good truck driver. Should everyone be penalized? No. But how do you get your hands around it? You try to enforce this one thing right now, even though it's extreme. It's an overreaction, but You know,
Like I
Was
said,
it you? Was it you earlier that you had a really good point of like, okay, I get it. I'm a driver for a company. I get slapped with an ELP violation. Now what? And ironically enough, it is only California that has actually done something about this. Every driver in California that gets an ELP violation, they get a letter to their house and it says, hey, you have 14 days to get your butt down to the DMV and prove you have English language proficiency, or we're downgrading your CDL status. I don't know of any other states that are doing that right now. That is exactly what needs to be happening in all 50 states.
Well, California was one of the biggest culprits, and they're the ones who got really the hammer put down on them because of everything. So
Well,
they had no choice but step up and do something.
And unfortunately, because it's California, and it's you
government
gotta realize like the people who are working at the DMV are also a major part of this problem. Back when I worked at FreightWaves and I was running the TikTok account for back the truck up, then what the truck. I had people every week DMing me saying, dude, Fresno. You got to look at the DMV in Fresno. $400, you walk in, you have a CDL. And this was back in 2022.
It was going on there. It was going on in Kentucky. I mean,
Yep.
it goes on everywhere. It goes on everywhere. This is it's like you can equate it to college football. Equate it to college football. Only the big programs were paying players before NIL, right? Wink, wink.
Yep.
Well, everybody was paying a player in some capacity. You bought mom and dad a house. Maybe you gave them a reliable car, whatever. Now NIL makes it okay. Everybody is doing it. And that is the problem. You
touched on it earlier. Money corrupts, right?
Yes.
You could put them and somebody told me this recently because it was about banking. You could put the most moral person in the world inside a vault counting money, and there's only so much money there before they start thinking that they can hide some of it, and you'll never know.
Exactly.
Well, that's a great example because
I'm immediately thinking
with
that.
the SEC, the Security Exchange.
They can only search so many places.
If I'm a guy doing shady shit on Wall Street and I get caught, I might not get slapped with like a big jail sentence. Maybe I got to pay a big fine and stuff, but I do get banned for life from ever trading stocks. We don't have that in trucking right now. Anyone right now can go out, start a trucking company, get shut down, and just reopen it again and again and again.
Yep.
You don't even need to be in the U.S. to do it either.
And they are. That's the other thing is, it drives me nuts how many freight brokerages are not on U.S. property.
Yep. Carriers too. There are guys living in Moldova right now that own trucking companies hauling U.S. military freight. There is a guy in Uganda that owns a trucking company hauling military freight. I mean, it's just insane.
But don't you have to be a U.S. citizen to be a DOT contractor?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how is this happening?
I wish I knew. And people, so I reach out through back channel saying, "Hey, look at the reaction has been like, holy fucking shit! Like this is bad." And every time it gets up the chain to like more senior people. So I'll give you an example. Last week in Tampa, Florida, there was this defense logistics conference that went on, and some guys did a presentation using a bunch of shit that me, Danielle, others had dug into, and the reaction was, "Oh yeah, that's kind of concerning. Okay, are we going to do anything about it? No. All right, every fucking person in that room, your career needs to end today.
Yeah, I'm
every fucking person.
Retirement with my 4-star. I'm not going to worry about that.
The lack of imagination that happens inside the military in some areas, it just astounds me all the time. We understand this stuff with software. So 2024, there was this massive vulnerability discovered inside of Linux. This guy spent 2.5 years worming his way into the development system, writing code for certain projects, gained trust amongst other big players, and then he snuck in like this attack that was going to like make like millions of systems out there vulnerable. It got caught. Thankfully, it was shut down. And when people tried to audit whoever this person was, they kind of discovered, oh, this wasn't like some guy. This was like a state actor behind this shit. And that is the exact same thing happening in trucking right now. These aren't just random schmucks that own a trucking company and are, trying to siphon off military freight and make these good rates. No, these are state actors who are slowly but surely worming their way into certain layers and levels of trust that they can get their hands on more and more sensitive freight. And it needs to fucking stop.
And not necessarily the more and more sensitive freight, but they are getting access to top secret military installations.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Mapping
I don't
things
care if
out.
they're hauling pots and pans on these bases. They should not be going anywhere near these bases.
No.
People lose their mind when they find out that China owns a farm 20 miles down the road from a military base. They don't even need to do that. They can just set up a shell corporation, run a trucking company, and start moving household goods for the guys working and living on the base.
And a legitimate guy like me, a military veteran, I can't even sniff a damn government contract. I mean, I'm set up with
Nope.
Sam and the whole nine, and I can't even get my foot in the door. I live
Yep.
right here in the
Georgia fan.
great state of Georgia, right here in the good old U.S. of
It's
A.
because you're a Georgia fan. They don't like them.
Oh, calm down.
That is definitely it. I agree with Adam right there.
And it's because you don't have your wife as the owner of the company.
It could be. I mean, but to your point, I mean, but I can go my ass over to Uganda and get a government contract.
Yep.
You know, not for nothing. I'm not calling out people, but I can immigrate here and open up a fucking gas station, and the government will pay me to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that dates
you
back all the way to many administrations, years and years and years that started that nonsense. A lot of that stuff, you know.
This whole
Open
trope
the
of like,
country
oh,
up to
immigrants.
Wasn't it
This
that
whole
guy-
trope of immigrants work harder than average Americans. There is a little bit of that for sure. Every dispatcher I ever had in California, they grew up in the fields and they were taught from day one, if you don't go to school and get an education, this is where you're going to end up. That is 100% true. On the flip side of that, there are entire networks available to people that are not U.S. citizens to allow them to start a business, get loans, hire employees, etc., bend and break the rules, and that is just completely unavailable to normal, regular U.S. citizens. And then people wonder why young kids don't feel emboldened to start businesses or take risks or do something.
Exactly. I mean, it's sad to say it that way, but it's just so true. Yeah, you're preached to your parents tell you can be anything you want to be, and you really can, but the system isn't set up for you just to go get it either.
Yep.
You got to figure that out on your own. I mean, we can just break it down to the most basic thing. I got out of the military in 2001. I am just now getting like full VA benefits. Y'all, I mean, you guys know what year it is, right? It's 2026. That's how convoluted the system is in every sector. That's just how convoluted the system is.
My mom got out in 90, so she was full-time 91. She switched to reserves in 92, and I think she finally got out like 95 during a big drawdown. And it wasn't until, I think, 2019 where she finally got full benefits.
Wow.
Exactly. I mean, transportation is the exact same way. I mean, you just held up that thick-ass book of guidelines. They're not laws. They're guidelines. So if today DOT grabs me and this guy's being lazy, well, I can skip by on half of those. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow I get pulled in and that guy's being a douchebag. All of a sudden, I got to have the repairman out and fix every stinking little thing on my truck or I'm out of service, supposedly.
Yep.
It's all in the view,
Yeah, they're guidelines, not laws. So technically,
exactly. It's not a law. You really, you can give me a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm probably not going to pay that.
Well,
or you just declare bankruptcy, shut the company down, and reopen a new one.
And I'll start a new one. And I'll have it done by
it's a real
tomorrow.
shame that the whole industry has just been turned upside down with this whole mess that's been actually going on for years. It's just it's good that there's a big spotlight being put on it now.
I think the reason why it is in the situation it is now is every single person in a leadership position at FMCSA over the last 20 years, they don't have a trucking background. Every single one of them are lobbyists or lawyers. And they use that position to springboard into a cushy job in the private sector afterwards.
That's not just in the government, though. That's in some of these bigger trucking companies. All these guys that are in charge in the bigger trucking companies have no operations experience. They're numbers people.
Yep.
They are.
As long as the company's making profit, they don't care.
Well, and look at all the a lot of the bigger bankruptcies are these legacy multi-generation carriers that have weathered the storm through multiple freight cycles. They're not idiots. They know exactly what they're doing. They just can't outcompete these other shady actors in the system right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you?
Well, I'd be interested in sitting down talking to Craig and asking him, what went wrong with his family's company. Like, what was the catalyst? Because you've been in business so long. Was it this? Or was it bad management, leadership decisions?
He has a podcast with his dad he did like a year or two ago where I think they talked a lot about what went wrong. I think there was a lot of like software stuff that they invested in. What was that one that
look at R&R Express. Then the last 4 weeks, they had 2 acquisitions. I think it totaled $70 million, and all of a sudden they're upside down in their balance sheet. Can't pay bills.
There was that self-dispatch thing. Was it Variant? They spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to get Variant off the ground, and it just it was just a money pit.
Convoy. How much money did tech invest in Convoy?
Yeah, Convoy is a great example that I use up for a lot of tech bros because they kind of came in thinking they were going to be like the new kid on the block because they have all this Silicon Valley money and stuff, but they didn't understand trucking. Now the carriers, they liked Convoy because you didn't have to talk to a person over the phone. So if English wasn't your native language, it was much easier for you to book freight using Convoy, and brokers and shippers liked it because the rates were cheap. But it just, when things go wrong and you got to get a hold of somebody on the phone and explain, hey, this is what's going on with the load and why it's a mess. It's just not a good system.
I know. I've said for years that freight brokers might be reduced, but we will never be replaced because at some point something goes wrong and you need a human that knows how to problem solve at a moment's notice.
Yeah,
that's what this business is all about. It's about relationships and it's about solving problems.
Now, if you want to spend $1 gazillion and build the greatest chatbot in the world that can understand exactly what's going on, whatever, sure. But it's still going to be cheaper to have a human in the loop that understands immediately, okay, I've dealt with this situation before. Here's exactly what I need to do.
Pedro, what are you thinking? We're approaching that hour and 15-minute mark.
Yeah. I'm ready. Ready whenever you guys are. I'm just letting y'all talk, man. I mean, I don't know. I really don't have much to. I would say I really don't have much to add. I mean, I say, we've said enough of it on the lounge, and I mean, not that it's beating a dead horse. I'm saying, I've just said what I think of, and just go back to what I said earlier, and also to say bring Justin's big point that I feel is the largest point of this is until there's an actual punishment, like I don't really think it's going to change because again, it's like getting in trouble in school. You get kicked out of one college or whatever. Well, I'll just go apply to the community college down the street and work my way back up to the university or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you're expelled from the entire university district or whatever, and you're getting, some type of huge fine, jail time, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's where we're going to need. It has to go. I feel like we're going in the right direction. Y'all's last point about, they're not, have been someone in these positions within the FMCSA DOT that have ever actually been drivers or been around stuff. Strongly agree with that. That is rampant across fucking politics, period. You got people running departments that they don't know lickety split about. So I do think that is.
I would point to the last administration for that for sure. That had the FMCSA DOT.
I agree with that. That dude was, I don't understand, but there's probably 18 more administrations before that we could say the same 100%. Fucking thing. You know what I mean? And way more about than FMCSA and DOT, but that's another show. But yeah, we're on the right track here. I think that, it's just, we're going to have to fine tune it as we go along, man, and make sure that those who need to be taken out of the game and punished once we get to that level are the ones that do so. And like I said earlier, also give the people that realize, okay, yeah, I'm not doing things the way I really should be doing. But now that you've caught me, I promise I'll do it. And, and some people are honest about that. Let's be real. We've all done stuff we shouldn't do. And when we get caught, we're like, okay, now I'll do it the way I'm supposed to because I'm doing it. But yeah, so that's my final thing, man. And I think the industry is on a good track with as far as improvement and enforcement of things and us starting to weed people out. Does it suck for us, Adam, us brokers and even shippers and receivers where, right now, dude, I'm trying to cover a lane that I was like, I am so regret. I don't know what I honestly was thinking when I bid on it. I don't know why I even bid on this thing. I think it's just like, it was like, auto bid or something in my brain, Bo. And then I win it and I'm like,
AI bidding.
yeah. I'm like, oh my God, why did I fucking do this to myself?
Oh, dude, I've got 4 loads right now. I'm trying to move for contract rates. These contract rates are 2 years old, and I'm like, this isn't happening.
I have more than what the lane rate is into, and I'm willing to pay more. But dude, it's a fucking Georgia to California. Like, just go look those lane rates up. You know what I mean? I don't know what I was thinking doing that. So yeah. But anyway, but it's hard to say. Like, it's makes things hard out here, and we're all just going to have to
on the train.
Put it on. No, I can't. It's all going to be like they're rack. It's racks for a grower, so for a farmer or whatever. So like they're all going to be like on pallets, wrapped up and stuff, huh?
What kind of grower?
Not that kind of grower, bro. Not that kind of grower.
100%, dude. I'm telling you, 100%.
Nah, this one they can't. This stuff has to be. It has to be in California by Monday because they are pulling crop out of the ground on fucking Tuesday, and they need this stuff. So
what kind of racks are they? Like drying racks or what?
Yeah, drying and storage racks. Yes, and drying. They're kind of a 3-in-1. They're a dry rack, storage rack, and a transportation rack. So it's hard to spend. They just they pull the stuff out. The rack levels are spread apart to allow for the drying, and then once the drying is done, they close the levels back up, and then they can put more product on the racks, and then they store it for a day or so, and then they transport it. So
how much?
Shane said TJ.
What is that, TJ? Yeah, right. I know. No, it's heavy. It's heavy, Shane. He wouldn't take it. It's like 42,500 pounds. Yeah, TJ wouldn't mess with it.
You just need just a one truck, 53-foot one truck.
Yeah, it's just a van load, man, bro. Just 53-foot van. It's like 42,500. I know brokers say this, but really easy customer, man. I mean, the lady. This is only my second load with her, my 5th load with the company, but. Every one of them, bro, they load everything fast. I literally delivered to them in Jersey today. They opened at 7:30, and the driver was sending me the BOL at 7:50. I was like, God dang. So yeah, it's just low lane rate, bro. It's a East Coast to West Coast. Everyone knows those things suck unless maybe the Northeast. Those are okay. You know what I mean? Going back to the West Coast,
Georgia to California.
Yeah. Like the Atlanta area to SoCal.
Could it go on a reefer?
I mean, it could go on a reefer, but I mean, the reefer rate on that lane is higher. So, I don't know. I've got it out there. I've got it out there in the reefer board, but the reefer lane is higher. And I've already reached out to all my people, and they're like, "Hey, dude, like, if I wasn't going to California, I would take it. Like, I would take it, but I don't want to go to California."
There's actually reefer carriers here.
If you had time, Pedro, freaking rail is the way to go. I just looked at the rate just based off what you told me. Holy crap!
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I mean, dumb me, but whatever. I'm not. I'm not afraid to give a little bit on a customer that gives me like volume and stuff. But it's just a bad lane, dude. I was just auto quote. So I'm gonna do what I got to do to get it moved, man. You know what I mean? And if I can't, and someone else has to cover it. I mean, such is the game right now, bro. I don't ever promise anything to shippers. I never guarantee things, and I never promise things. Only stupid people in this industry do that.
How is freight coming out of California right now with the produce and all that?
I'm glad you said that. Literally did a story on the lounge last week before. They are actually struggling or worried this year with produce transportation because of the topic that we had on this show today, with the ELP stuff and dude, and the ice stuff, dude. All these people are smart when it comes to these things. They know where what's the wrong word for, like congregations, that's not the word, concentrations of these drivers that they could catch are at certain instances. And SoCal during fucking produce season, and Florida, same thing. So there was actually a story, I want to say it was Overdrive, could have been Freight Waves, that reported on this, that like they're worried because a lot of their carriers are not answering them. They're saying, hey, we're not going to be in that area this year. And so, yeah, the capacity there is super tight.
There's actually
expected to be super tight. Sorry.
I mean, there's reefer carriers here in North Carolina. A guy that I hadn't talked to him in years, but He owns a company here that's just 45 minutes up the road, if that. And they're a reefer hauler, but they haul like freight. You know, you've heard of the shirt maker Van Heusen. They'll haul freight for them, or they'll actually deadhead all the way to Texas to pick up a load to go to California, because the money they're making out of California covers all that deadhead and everything. So I could text him to see if they're still in business, which I think they are. And I don't know, put you guys together. I mean, there's another one here that's a reefer carrier that I think does the same thing too. They just pick up dry van freight to get out there.
Have you tried CFR?
What? Sorry, hold on. Shane, I know he can scale that, but TJ don't like going that fucking heavy. And he likes doing that LTL stuff, maxing out his trailer and everything. So and they don't really even go to Georgia. I don't know if he would even be in Georgia. So sorry. What'd you say, Adam? Oh, he had to answer his phone. But anyway, I mean, that's what I got to say. So, but I appreciate that, Spencer. Yes, I mean, if you want to hook me up, that's great, dude. I'm trying to get this thing picked up between 2 and 3 p.m. That's the window she gave me. She said they're preparing everything right now. So yeah, I'm trying, dude. You know what I mean? Hey, you win some, you lose some. I just don't want to disappoint this lady, because I've done 3, 4, I think. Yes, 3. I got one good. The second one, I technically failed, even though the guy got rejected at the receiver and had to take half a truckload back from Kentucky or back from Tennessee all the way back to Minnesota. So yeah, I don't want to fail this one. I don't want to fail this again, dude. Like, you know, I hate to fail 2 loads in a row on someone. That's no good.
Tried CFR?
No, yeah, I have tried. No, I haven't tried CFR. I was like, wait a minute, what? No, I have not tried CFR yet, man. Honestly, dude, I have not had good luck on that. I've had tons of people reply and stuff, man, but I don't know. I never have good luck on the.
People post that freaking comment when I'm out there asking for somebody recommending somebody on LinkedIn. Have you tried CFR? You stupid.
Yeah, dude. You know, my thing is when I see that too, and I bet other people have this problem. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't. And this isn't me trying to pump my chest, but I know everyone here understands this, but I have so many fucking connections on LinkedIn and talk to so many people on there that do so many different things. Like, I mean, if I had it all on a Rolodex, bro, you know, it'd probably be this long and this high, you know, and it's like, how do you go through all of that? You know what I mean? And like, okay, who do I know that owns a dry van that could scale 48,000 pounds that runs from Wyoming to Mexico? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so yeah.
That's what I love about Freight LinkedIn versus like, you know, Tech Bro LinkedIn or, you know, other LinkedIn. Most of the guys who like connect on LinkedIn outside of Freight, it's just like someplace where either they're C-suite and they just want to brag about shit they're doing, or it's like people like begging and scrounging for a job. But Freight LinkedIn, it's like what you're saying, like, I need a guy who can cover X, Y, and Z. Boom, he's right there in my list of people.
And it's just hard to go through that list of people sometimes, man. Oh my gosh. So, but yeah, no, I'll get it figured out, man. You know, I mean, again, I have no problem admitting that I shouldn't have bid on this. It's not a lane I'm comfortable with. And I say that to say, I guess this would be a good thing we'll end on is, and I want to say this because I follow this one shipper on TikTok, super nice lady. I love her, but I disagree with one of the things she consistently repeats. And that is, I only want to do business with brokers and carriers who want to book all my freight. So you want to do business with idiots. That's what you want to do, because people that because she even says how hard her freight is and that she has really obscure lanes, and she's posted some of it. And I'm like, I wouldn't even bid that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, so point is I know what I shouldn't have done. And this is one of those things that, I don't know, was excited or something. I don't know. And put a rate out there and won it. So, you know, is what it is. We'll get it figured out.
Lane, Georgia to California is not a bad lane.
It's not. It's the rate per mile. Bro, it's the rate per mile. That is so a backhaul lane. 100% a backhaul lane. Dude, I do the reverse lane for this customer in a reefer. Book them like that. Book them like that. And their team loads. So I think that's probably why I book them so fast, because they pay, you know, they usually pay about $400 or $500 above the lane rate, which is pretty good out of Cali right now for a reefer. High 2s, low 3s, depending on where you're going in the Southeast. Right. And you get a team on that thing, dude. They'll have that shit across country in 2.5 days, and, you know, and they'll pull $7,000 off that thing. You know what I mean? And then flip around and do this on the way back, and then they'll do $10,000 in 5 days. But yeah, so I'm telling you, man, there's money to be made out there. You just got to understand how to do it, man. So, but yeah.
That last comment there, she also wants 60-day terms, and she turns and burns broken.
Yes, Anthony, you know who I'm talking about. Yes, Anthony, you know who I'm talking about. Oh my,
freaking load list customers, bro.
Oh, bro, he knows exactly who I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, she's a nice lady. She does seem nice. She knows her stuff, and I can't hate on her for knowing what she needs in the person to take care of her business. You know what I mean? But it is unrealistic. Like 60-day terms. It's like, how many companies are going to do 60-day terms?
No.
You better be doing massive volume for someone to take that risk.
Well, switching gears before we jump off, Gina Jones is late to the party. Hi, y'all from Mexico. Shame, shame, shame. You couldn't get out of the bed early enough to get on the show.
And listen, Mexico ain't somewhere I'd want to be right now.
Nah, well, they've already lifted the ban.
Yeah, they said that stuff's over, bro. I watched that thing was like a day, dude. Just typical American news. We strained it out and made it look like war. I mean, not that it wasn't bad, but it was like a day and a half or something like that or whatever. Like my wife also people that were in Mexico then, and yeah. So it was bad. It was crazy how that shit went off, dude.
That
was only a Puerto Vallarta.
It was like 48 hours of like hell on earth from all the videos coming out, and then nothing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a peep about Mexico in like the last 3 days.
The bans lifted. They were not targeting Americans because, listen, the cartels. I mean, just like what's his name on the news said the other day. I mean, they're a true military. They've got missile guided, launch. I mean, they've got all of it, right? They're not stupid enough to target Americans and purposely kill Americans and stuff like that because they know what would come if that happened. They're not that.
My wife and I, we took our honeymoon in Cozumel in 2019 and 2020, and that was something that was explained to us by like a lot of the locals out there. Is like tourists feel safe coming here because the cartels understand like this is all we have. We don't have a major manufacturing base out here.
Right.
We're a small island, and if people are too scared to come out here, everything goes away.
So they protect the tourists.
The cartels aren't even like anywhere near Cozumel. The Mexico military, the police, everybody like runs that island. But like all the other tourist hotspots on the mainland, that was always like the assumption of like, okay, we have our shady business dealings that we got to take care of like further inland. But to keep like the wheels running on like the Mexico economy, we have to kind of like not touch those areas, and that's why everybody was panicking with that news out of Mexico the other day because it was like, oh shit, the tourist hotspots are, seeing some cartel violence right now. What the hell's going on? And then it all disappeared.
Yeah, those are just isolated events. I mean, that's just
what,
they're
Pedro?
just pissed off.
I see you.
Yeah, hey, I was going to interrupt. I was going to say, Adam, I want you to run this for me and make sure I'm talking to an actual driver, but never mind, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, Kyle is not letting that happen.
No, it's not Kyle. It's not Kyle.
Well, Gina, you guys have fun in Mexico. Enjoy your vacation.
Justin, check your LinkedIn.
I'm responding.
All right, you guys ready? I mean, I've been working this whole time, but I'm sure everybody's got other stuff to do. And honestly, I could use this fucking screen right now. I need this.
Yeah.
I need to dive in and pay attention, get some stuff done.
Yeah.
So, what you got? Final thoughts, Mr. J. Martin.
We are so back, and we're soon to reach levels of so back once thought impossible.
The hugest so back that you've ever seen in history. All right.
Yeah. Now, if Delilah Law gets passed, and it looks like it has a good shot of actually doing so, all kinds of shit's gonna break. So strap in.
Yeah.
Shippers, you got to stop. Get your heads out of your asses. You guys are in complete denial about the reality of the market right now. The mega carriers are always going to have their influx of new drivers coming in, but all these like small, medium, shady carriers you relied on for cheap rates for the last 4 or 5 years, those are going away. They're getting snapped off.
Yeah, they're out of business. The ELP is snatching people up. The non-domiciled CDL is snatching people off the market. Like we are losing capacity at a rate faster than I think we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
Totally, it's the largest removal of drivers from the network.
Yep. So that's the next year is going to really tell us whether capacity can come back in to recorrect rates versus how fast it bleeds out.
I don't think it will because there were so many bankruptcies. So many guys got their trucks repoed. and they filed bankruptcy and they can't go get a truck again.
Not just on the carrier side, but the driver side too. We've had over 7,000 trucking schools get shut down in the last few months through Duffy.
You can pick up some tractors and trailers pretty cheap right now on lots. Their lots are full of capacity.
Yep. So might be if you've got some cash and you know what you're doing.
Please
might
don't
be a good time
to buy trucks. Please don't. Just go buy.
I was gonna say not a good time to start a carrier and get in the market, but if you are. If you've been in the industry for a while and you want to start a trucking company and you're willing to go through the hoops and shit of doing so, 7,000 schools just went out of business. So
if you have business knowledge, listen to me carefully. If you are watching this show, don't pay attention to some asshole on YouTube that says you can get rich quick by going and buying a bunch of trucks right now, because that's not going to last.
Trucking is not passive income.
Get some business acumen about yourself. Know what you're investing in, because trucking ebbs and flows and it goes in cycles, and we're going to have an up cycle and then we're going to have another down cycle right behind it. And if you're not there and have your debt paid off, you're going to be right back in the same situation.
You've got some good relationships to start out with.
Yeah.
That's what it's about to get going.
Well, I hear Pedro's looking for carriers.
What's that?
I said I hear Pedro's looking for carriers.
I am, man. I am. Well, I just need one. I just need one. Lucky number one. Lucky one. That's all I need, man. Everything else is good to go, man. Good to go. Oh, and man, I wanted to say, dude, that because my boss said this, I'm going to start doing this on the lounge too. But we talked a lot of shit about carrier. Or I would say carriers. A lot of shit about the carrier industry today. But I would love to fucking highlight an amazing transaction that I just got completed with Ronald from SunTrans. Dude, that Sprinter driver took care of this fender for me, for my friend Philip and his company Hammer. And I mean, dude, literally, this guy, dude, it is a 21-hour trip and he did it in 28 hours and 20 minutes. That is 7 hours and 20 minutes of stops, including fuel, food, and rest. And I want to say that not only did he get his rate, that, the rate that we paid him that he asked for, we did not tell him what he was getting. We said, what do you need? And he gave us his rate, and that is what he got. Once he delivered it, Philip and his company gave him an additional $150 bonus for getting it there so fast, so he could get it on this piece of equipment, because it is the centerpiece of a convention that is going on right now in Southern California. So, yeah.
And take care of your carriers. If they do a good job for you like that, throw them an extra $150. Like, it's not killing you.
Yeah, dude. And I asked, I asked the Philip, I said, hey, man, I was like, dude, this guy knocked it out of the park, bro. I was like, I don't even think fucking FedEx or UPS could have got this thing to you as fast as this guy did, man. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even take it, by the way. So, yeah, I was like, hey, man, I think this guy deserves a bonus. And he's a newer guy in the industry, man. He's a newer owner-operator. He drove a box truck for a bigger company and wanted to branch out on his own. And he's like, man, all I could afford was a Sprinter van. He's like, but I'm saving up my money and I'm going to get me a box truck with a lift gate. He said, and then I'm going to keep working my way up and I'm going to go get my CDL A so I can drive a big rig. He's like, and eventually I want to own a small fleet of trucks. Young dude from San Antonio, man. Got it figured out. Knows what he's doing, bro. You know what I mean? So,
I hope he's successful.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too, man. That guy
in this industry.
Yeah, hustled, bro. Sent me pictures. I mean, as soon as he picked it up, sent me pictures of picking it up, dropping it off, told me where he was twice a day. Like, I didn't even have to fucking check on the dude. Like, that is how you do business, bro. And that is what gets you repeat business. And that's why I have used to say, and I've stopped saying a lot, but the term professional driver is not put enough importance on. There is a difference between a steering wheel holder and a professional driver, and professional drivers act just that way, and that's professional. Right. So I just went in with that. Give some love to Care. Dude knocked it out of the park. Ronald, I know you followed us, so if you're watching, bro, freaking A, I put you on my carrier list, and I told you anything I got that I think could fit in your van, bro, I'm going to give you a shout.
Sounds good.
What you got, Adam?
Freestyle Friday tomorrow. I plan to be there.
Yeah.
You need to send my man LaShawn an invite.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I like LaShawn, bro. I like him. I'm cool with him. I've tested him out, and by testing him out, I've talked mad shit to him, and he comes back at it. So like, all right, he's an all right dude in my book. Spencer, what you got?
Just everybody go to roaddogcoffee.com and grab some coffee. That's
I'll get some
all
more
I'm
when I get my
gonna do.
cup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That one right there.
Yeah, that one.
The tire with the road
Just
dog.
waiting on it. Just waiting.
Dude, my only complaint, bro, is I will say is this thing. It is like a teacup. Like I think this is only an 8-ounce cup, and I don't like that.
only
But
bad-
Campfire mug.
it's the only bad thing about it.
Campfire mugs aren't supposed to be big like that.
I think I'm gonna get another one, and I'm gonna take it to my buddy, have him cut off the bottom, and fucking tack weld them together.
You gotta get the tumbler. What about the tumblers?
Road dog tumblers, man. What are you doing with your life?
So, all right, guess we're out of here. Tomorrow, Freestyle Friday, Logistics Lounge, 4 p.m. Central, 5 Eastern. If you want to hang out, let us know. We'll shoot you a link and come chill with the crew. Like Spencer said, go to roaddogcoffee.com. Pick yourself up some coffee. Code scrolling across the bottom of your screen, Lounge 15. That'll get you 15% off. If you're a repeat buyer, if you're a first-time buyer, I think Spencer probably has his usual 20 or 25% off first-time buyer code already up there. So we'll see all of y'all next Thursday. Justin, Adam, thanks for chilling as always, guys. Love having y'all on here. Love this show. We had some incredible viewership this morning. So catch y'all next week. Adam, I'll see you tomorrow. Justin, I'll send you a link too, bro. I know usually that's about time your kid gets home, but if you can hop on, I'll shoot you a link.
Next Thursday, we're going to get more controversial.
Oh, okay. I won't come on that show.
All for
I'm
it.
gonna not stream that to my channels until I understand the context of what we're gonna talk about.
As long as we're not talking about, well, you know, we can talk about how much UNC sucks.
Yeah, okay. I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
Well, next Saturday night, they play Duke, you know.
Yeah, Duke's gonna win.
Nah.
Oh God, we're not getting into this. We're getting off the show. We're getting off the show. We're not getting into this. We're getting off the show. Love you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Everyone, have a good day.